So Sunny,
Hey,
just curious, like, where were you before Book More Showings? What were you doing? What were you doing to generate business? Like, where were you at?
before Book More Showings, I was at two other brokerages before I started with Book More Showings. And like the first brokerage did have online lead generation, and then the second one didn't have online lead generation. So it was really interesting to see the two different sides of it. And the last brokerage, they were more on growing your sphere of influence, which is also great. But when all of a sudden you've seen like what lead generation can do, and especially applied correctly, because the first one, I wasn't like there wasn't much training and tutoring. It was just trying to find videos online and trying to see. So that's why when knowing that Book More Showings had the lead generation was going to be a big thing, and then at the same time, it was really nice because knowing somebody that tried and true and done it, and they've done the scripting for you, they know what they're talking about, and going in that sense was really awesome. And that's what I was more excited with, and especially like with Book More Showings being a lot more like Will's really great on the technical side and knowing like this is how the lead generation is done. This is how it is. Like he can actually break it down and show you piece by piece. And it's not just like oh yeah, like leads come in and that's all it is and stuff. And you're like, okay, cool, but you don't know the mechanics behind it. And so it's not just like a hey, we'll just run this for you forever. It's hey, this is how it's done. If you want to do it yourself, you can, or if you need any help, whether it's chat GPT or this and that, the technical piece that Will's put into it and stuff, and then your expertise of just like really knowing how to help the clients and get them further along and not just like that piece of hey, you call and you're like, so want to go show homes and this and that. Those were pieces that it was like missing to kind of work on the client and start being like, okay, how do I get them from that just planning stage all the way to the finish line? And because some of them you get in that planning phase with that plan that you taught and stuff. And so it's like at the beginning of it, you just set them and then they just fizzle out. But in this, it's like you have actionable steps that you can take to get them to the finish line.
Love that. So would you say like the training then has been something of value to you with Book More Showings?
Yeah, definitely the training, the lead generation, it's all really great and knowing that there's support for you for sure.
So when you partner with Book More Showings, have you seen any outcome? What was that like for you to see some results and see a deal go firm with us? What was that like for you?
Yeah, right away, it's definitely you got to be consistent and make the calls and stuff like that. If you come in thinking that you're not going to make calls or do anything, you're not going to go anywhere. And it is exciting because it can be that 90-day thing as well, but it can also be like my first deal from Bookmore Showings was I called a lady, she was working with another agent, and it was said, hey, just keep working with her, give her value, and if you give her value, she'll choose you. And then at the end of it, I think that was within the first 30 days. I got her, it closed within a month and a half and stuff, but it was really awesome to see that it's that consistency in calling. And there's been lots more leads that are a little bit further down the pipeline and just staying consistent with them as well.
I love that. Love that. So I guess I'd ask then is for someone watching this video who's on the urge, like the urge of partnering with us, but they're a little afraid of the investment to do that. What would be your sincere advice to that person right now?
Like definitely do your due diligence, and there's a lot out there for book more showings and stuff like that. And then once you do that, just giving it a try because and having that confidence to be like, hey, you know what, it's all on me. Because if you think somebody else is going to make your calls and do it for you, then I wouldn't do it because honestly, you're just going to waste money. But if you're like, yeah, I seriously want to get into it, there's steps set up for you to be like, hey, this is the call. There's training how to do it and stuff like that, and then get that motivation piece going to just make those calls. And if you make those calls, you will see business calls for yourself.
It's awesome, man. How many
Yeah.
transactions have you done with Bookmore Showing since you partnered with us? How long has it been?
That's
How many deals have you seen firm?
I joined since February and I've got 6 deals firm and then I've got 6 deals closed and then I got 3 firming this month. So I'll be at 9. And last year I did, I think, about 5 deals in total and stuff. And since I joined February, if I take it till February next year, which would be 1 year completely and stuff like that, I still have quite some time to close more than pretty much from now till February, a little bit about 6 months or a bit less, I think, around there. So
It's very impressive. You basically double your business there. What is like nine deals worth to you in gross commissions in your market?
9 deals in my market right now is going to put me about 50 to 60,000. And it's been different because some of them have been small, some of them have been big and stuff like that. But it doesn't matter if it's small or big. If you just treat them, eventually you will get referrals from it as well. So then it just starts making your business even more and more busier and pick up.
Love that. So last question, Sunny, with your business being growing double 100% year over year, what's your game plan looking like for the next year or even 2 years? What do you see in your real estate business now?
Honestly, just to get busier and pick up more and more as I can and keep generating as many leads as I can, just because the more leads that I close, the more it's going to get me to do further things in real estate that I want, purchasing properties, setting up Airbnb, just creating an empire and growing. And then at the same time, maybe even get into the step of like training, teaching other agents as well. And it's
Love
nice to see because you guys have done that piece too. And it's awesome because there's never a point where it's like, a question if I have that it's like, oh, we're not going to help you or answer this because it's competition or something. So
absolutely not. It's always collaboration.
yeah, that's what I love.